happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
A freeze, a wheeze, a breezy, a sneezy, it's so cold! Chilly.
All right. Welcome to the Spitballers Podcast. Beautiful. Sensational. You know I love it topical.
Yeah.
But to let the spitwads in behind the scenes. You were asking in the office, you're like, what is it? What's the thing that I always do in my scat? Because like with Andy and I were, some kind-hearted feedback and poking fun at our friend over here doing his
Everyone's
skets.
got their bedingy. I've
Yes,
always said that.
we all have our a crutch.
Well, and I remembered that
That
the
you go
last
to.
time I had the scat, you pointed out that I did something. I just couldn't remember. I don't remember what we say like 5 minutes ago.
Yes.
So I certainly didn't remember what my thing was. So I had asked you. You said I'm wheezy.
You go to a whisper,
Like
yeah.
chili.
Yeah, you go to that. So you took that feedback and said, I will not rest upon this crutch. I'm no Tiny Tim.
That's right.
I walk on my 2 feet, and I will go as loud as I can possibly go.
It's so cold.
Can't whisper when you're yelling. That's what they say.
That's the only two volumes I have. Whisper and scream.
Welcome. Well, Jason, this moment in time is the furthest you are from your next scat.
It's the best feeling. Once it's done and over and we're on with the show.
I like that we do have like complete autonomy. We built a show that has a built-in thing you dread.
Oh, yeah.
And we just
like
stuck with it. Welcome into the Spitballers. Would you rather? Jason explains. That's a great question. And speaking of topical, we are drafting. The weather, it's changing even here in Arizona. It's a little cool outside, so we are drafting things that are cold. We are drafting things that are cold. I am curious what you will rank at the tippy top of your list of cold things.
I think
you won't be happy, Andy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Okay.
That's your number one pick?
Yeah,
Just to ruin me?
Not just to ruin you, because it's the number one pick.
Okay.
It's fine. There are other picks that I like.
I got some good ones.
Oh, I got some great skis. It's going to be a fun one. I can't wait. Can't wait for this draft. At SpitballersPod on Twitter, Instagram.com/SpitballersPod. Al would like me to make a public service announcement. He is retired. No, he's not retiring. The return of Liar Liar next week.
2.0 is about to be unleashed upon us. Go back and check out the most recent Liar Liar. I don't know what episode number that was, but Al got real.
He's deleted the episode.
He got real mad and said, "Fine, I'm changing all the rules."
That is his voice. We played that. That was a clip. Let me play that clip again. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm changing the rules because you guys. Yeah.
Thank you, Al.
Yes. So the rules, I guess they're changing next week. Liar Liar returns. Looking forward to it. Let's get it started.
Would you rather?
All right, Isaiah from Patreon. Would you rather have to listen to all music as instrumentals with no lyrics, or a cappella music only with no instruments?
And I assume that these are both good.
Yes.
Right, because
Yes. you're getting like the Pentatonics, you're getting
Right.
the dudes from the Carmen San Diego.
because not all a
The
cappella.
world is.
Carmen San Diego.
Not all a cappella groups can be.
I believe that
Real
rockapella
cringy.
is their name.
I believe all a cappella groups are awesome. That's the official statement. No, it was funny. I was in my car yesterday, and I had Spotify on, and every once in a while, I just want to venture somewhere completely. I just want to take a turn into a dirt road. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to go away from my normals, and I'm just going to mess around with the Spotify app. And I clicked on genres and moods, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then I scrolled down genres and moods, and I found something called House Chill.
Oh, yeah, House
Okay.
Chill?
And then I clicked on that.
Yeah, I'm in on that.
And I was completely in the mood with the sky the way it was dark, it was rainy, and I was like, I want some house chill. But my interpretation of that, and I'm a layman on the house chill, was that there would not be lyrics within this. There would be no vocals. And so when the music started going boom, 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 boom,
yeah, it's an EDM, right?
It's an EDM, and I didn't want the vocals, and the vocals kept coming in. I was really disappointed.
Were they actually like singing lyrics, or
there was some sing lyrics.
I'm
Interesting.
a house,
It wasn't-
I'm so chill.
It wasn't just like a
where they throw in just a phrase here or there?
no, it wasn't like one of
They
those.
were singing.
They were singing.
Just full
Interesting.
songs.
So I was really disappointed, but I was kind of weighing in that situation. I really wanted instrumental. I think that's got the longest lasting value here, and that's my final vote.
I know for sure that I can get annoyed with the a cappella groups. However, there's an advantage, like a cappella groups, good ones,
Sound
basically
like
have
instruments.
They can do a nice,
They
bass
have,
line.
Yeah,
and,
they have bass and drums.
sure.
That's
I mean,
it.
those are some instruments.
They really need to bring my trumpet.
What about
into
the-
those things?
What about the oh wee ooh,
That's
like those?
I mean, that's just
vocals.
that's doo-wop.
That's part of it, though, right? That's
Yeah.
not just drums. You got somebody in there.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't consider that like trying to mimic an instrument.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
Yeah.
I'm going instrumental. I think that's what I want.
I am going to go with instrumental, and something that's been interesting for me my entire life because I'm a musician, have been since birth, and the way that I listen to music is the words are almost not important to me. Sometimes a good lyric stands out here or there, but frequently I hear the voice as another instrument. You're just singing the melody notes to me. It's
the
weird.
words are sounds.
Yeah, like I hear. Yeah, exactly. And I don't know the words. I'll be the popular songs. Everyone knows every single word to this song, and it just my brain never takes that input. I know the melody. I'm like, I could tell you what the auxiliary guitar is doing. I could tell you what the percussion's doing. It's really weird. Do you guys have that ever happen?
Yes. I was going to say I am far less advanced in every musical aspect than you, but I am not the lyric memorizing, word memorizing listener. And I also laugh because when I was growing up, I listened to tons of bands that had lyrics I definitely shouldn't have been listening to, and I didn't even hear them. It was like I heard the musical part of the song, not like my sister. She memorizes every lyric instantaneously, and I'm like, it's just not how I listen to music.
No, I'm with you guys. I remember the sounds more than the words, and I can totally relate to now being an adult listening to the songs that I listened to when I was a kid, being like, "Whoa, that is."
Yeah, it had no impact on me at all.
But not, I knew the words. I could sing the words, but like they just meant nothing. They were just sounds. So
Interesting. So Owl does.
Thank goodness.
Owl
As a fan of Sublime growing up, that I didn't listen to the lyrics.
Owl is a musical person as well, but like you actually like musicals. So where the lyrics are incredibly important
true.
because you're pushing forward the story. Are you more of a lyric man, or do they just kind of make sounds to you?
In general, I'd say they're just kind of sounds. But when it comes to musicals, yeah, I definitely listen to the lyrics a lot more.
I definitely listen to the lyrics.
it's for musicals.
Sorry, man.
There's no reason.
The problem is that voice is really fun to do.
It's a blast.
You should try. Well, you
not
do
to
try
do,
it
but to
sometimes,
listen
but-
to.
That's what I meant. Isaiah, that is our final answer. Justin from the website, would you rather receive a car that never needs to be gassed or charged and stays in day one condition for eternity? That's cool. That's a cool idea.
So far, so good.
It's like Jason's it's like Jason's new pair of socks every day. He just opens the garage and it's a brand new car, all charged or gassed up.
But I donate them every other day.
It's not in the notes here. Does it maintain new car smell?
I
course.
imagine, day one
Okay.
condition. Yeah.
All right.
Which is a great smell.
That is a big deal.
Number 2 option here, you could have that, or you could have an oven that instantly produces any meal or food that you can dream of. Gourmet level meals for free, instantly for life.
Jason and I both just threw our hands up like,
What?
why is this would you rather?
It's the second one.
Would you rather have a car that's just a little newer, like when you first got it, or magic. Like, my car drives just fine, and I can clean it whenever I want. I can take it to a gas
The
station.
second one is a superpower.
Yes, or would you rather be able to teleport?
Is there any
Are
way
you
we can-
overlooking the savings from no gas or charging your vehicle?
I am not
Free
overlooking
food for
that.
life?
Are you overlooking?
Do you know how much more I spend on food than I spend on gas or charging? Like, there's no.
I was gonna say, do we need to dumb the second one down
Yes,
to
we
make
do.
to make it a fair trade? Like, what if it is
Your oven
one-
stays clean.
No. Here we go. It's one meal a day for one person, but it has the magic.
For
Okay.
one person makes
One
it.
meal a day for one person, gourmet level, for free, instantly for life.
I don't know what my family's gonna eat.
I'm still taking that one.
I know what I'm eating.
I'm still taking that one.
Yeah, because it's instantly and it's
What's
gourmet.
your gourmet gonna be today?
Oh man, that would be so great.
Are you on the side, Al? I mean, since you were trying to poke us there, are you on the side where you take the car?
No, I'm taking the food.
Okay. All right.
I was just trying to make it more interesting
No,
or make sure
Justin,
you weren't overlooking
you
anything.
know what, Justin? We like eating.
Yeah, I think if they gave me like
If you said that, with,
4 cars for free, I would take the food.
Yeah.
what if it was not gourmet? What if it was bottom of the barrel, but it was free and instant?
Ooh.
Bottom-
Okay.
Bottom of the
Okay.
barrel's pretty delicious.
You ever scraped the bottom of a barrel?
there's
Get that
usually
stuff.
Get that goop?
lower quality the food, higher
delicious goop.
deliciousnness.
That's where all the flavor is.
Yeah. The char,
It's not good for you,
the
but
grease.
it's good for you.
Like the edges on the mac and cheese. Mm. All right, Scott from Patreon. Would you rather be limited to 35 miles per hour or 35 megabits per second?
Okay.
Oh, this one's brutal.
Okay.
So for
we're back.
translation for the second one,
Good work, Scott.
slow internet. Really slow internet.
Slow internet or slow driving?
I mean, this is
I don't know how I live with either.
Yeah, you have to take the internet.
You know
as
what's-
as the you're limited over there, so you can actually drive.
But 35, I mean,
No, you can't
Here's
use a
the
freeway.
thing. Here's the thing that's funny about that is if I think the pain in the restriction of 35 miles per hour is not technically the duration of how long it takes you to get somewhere. It's you driving 35. Like if you told me this was a chauffeur drives you everywhere for 35 miles an hour, I would just chalk it up to this is how long it's going to take me to get there.
yep.
It might as well be getting on a train or something, and you just show up when the train gets there.
You're a menace to society.
Well, that is a fact.
you
but
cannot-
My chauffeur would be.
No, but your chauffeur cannot take you on the freeway because you'll get pulled over for going too
You
slow.
just throw those hazard lights on, and
What
everyone
kind of car can you drive where it would be appropriate to go 35 miles an hour? Like
golf cart.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I was, or
No,
you're
it's a
pulling
good answer.
like one of the big rigs that pulls half the house on
Oh,
the freeway.
yeah.
Those can go 35, right?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to say where the other drivers are like, yeah, no problem.
A Vespa. Are those
Oh, man.
allowed? Are those allowed on the
No,
freeway?
those
I
can't
don't
be
think
allowed on the
so.
freeway.
So see, I would expect it to be going 35 then. No, I mean 35 miles an hour.
Rollerblades.
I like, we live in a day and age now where a lot of us have gig internet. It's 1,000 megabits down, but it's like we don't need all of that. I feel like
Usually.
I want the fast internet. That would be devastating. To go to
Really?
35 megabits
Oh,
per
man.
second, streaming is gone. See you later. You're not streaming a
You
thing.
could stream at 35.
Yeah,
No,
that's what
you
I
can't.
feel
You
like.
can't stream well at. Well,
What
yeah,
are
you
we? What
could.
are we getting up
No,
north?
you could
Andy?
stream at
You
35.
you can stream on my phone.
No, you're right.
Rarely has anything close to
You're
35.
100% right.
Even though they tell me that I am on
Yeah.
some new
5G
technology.
ultra wide, my white. butt.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. 35 is fast enough. I guess I was interpreting it as much slower.
Yeah, it's
If
not
I change it to
dial-up.
5 megabits a second, the whole equation changes.
I don't think so.
If you're saying you can't stream, then you have to drive slow, because streaming is life. That's how I get my TV. That's how I get.
is driving here in Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, we have some family that lives on the other side of the valley. The valley in Arizona is very spread out. The Phoenix metropolitan area is a bunch of little cities that are all kind of connected, and it is a freeway drive of like an hour to go to my in-laws. I would never see them again.
Correct.
at least at their place.
And that's a bit bad.
No, that's a terrible thing. I love my in-laws. I love
that story
we're blessed
normally
with
ends
family.
with like.
So I'm taking the
thank
35
goodness,
miles
yeah.
an hour. No, I'm gonna take the slow internet. I don't think I could drive that slow. I get frustrated when someone ahead of me is driving slow, and if it's me, not only will I be frustrated with myself, but I'll be so like paranoid about who I'm angering behind me. Like,
oh, the hazards are 100% on.
I do kids drop off every day. And sometimes pickup. And so you're in these car lines. I am the personality type where I am like,
that's pressure pack.
get out of the car!
That's pressure pack.
You've got 5 seconds. There are cars waiting on me because I feel so like I am letting other people down. If you and then the car in front of me, they're
takes
like
forever. And
they've loaded up their back. The kid's getting out, popping the trunk, taking his time.
I got scolded the other day.
By your school?
Yeah.
Too slow or too fast?
Well, I don't think. Sir, please don't kick your kid out of the vehicle.
Too early.
Oh, yeah.
That's such an Andy Holloway thing to get scolded for.
I was 5 minutes early to when they're supposed to get out, and it messes the whole lineup.
Oh, you were too early to pick up.
I was too early to pick up, and then, like the kids aren't out there ready yet, but I'm in this big line where all these other kids at different grades are ready.
Oh, right.
And I got scolded, but I'm not used to, I don't do pickups. So that was a new world for me.
So, Jason, you're the math person when it comes to these types of equations. So we live our office is about 12 miles away from our homes because we all live pretty close to each other. So what does that work out to be time-wise?
That would be 6 hours. That would be 12 miles at 35 miles an hour would be 6 hours. Pretty sure. Don't do the math on that, but yeah.
But I mean, like legitimately, it would take you because it's about a 20-minute drive for us now. So if you take that to what is it? Takes like 40 to 45 minutes.
12 miles. Well, in an hour you drive 35 miles, so it'd be a third of that roughly. So you're talking.
This is why I went to you.
It wouldn't be that much longer for our.
No,
drive.
it wouldn't be that much longer. And how slow would you agree to go if you never hit a light? That's the question I have for you.
No,
Speed limit.
You can't go below speed limit.
Yes, I'll
in
go
fact-
speed limit.
Oh, because of the social pressure thing.
Yeah, and I would say 5 over the speed limit. 5 over the speed limit is the speed limit.
If you had to go way slower than the speed limit, what I would recommend is taking your car and beating it up so that people think you have it floored.
Mm-hmm.
You scrape that thing up, you rip a fender off.
This thing's totaled. This shouldn't even be on the road.
Yeah, you put some smoke, like smoke makers in the back to where it's coming out of the trunk.
Put like something that's dragging on the ground, sparking everywhere.
You do also, I think, give yourself some protection because we've all certainly seen the cars where like they've got 2 spots where this person was clearly in an accident, like not a devastating, but their car is messed up, and I've looked at that car and been like, I don't want to be around this car.
Yeah, 100%.
I am terrified of this driver because this person don't care. If that person's car hits my car, they do not care.
How do you feel about trailers being pulled around? Aren't trailers like the worst thing to be around?
Yes,
you feel like something's going to go wrong.
Yeah,
something's going to fly off the trailer. The trailer's going to fly off. They don't go fast.
Yeah, stay safe out there.
All right. It's time for some Jason Explains.
Jason Explains in 60 seconds.
Well, we thought we'd work this segment in after you displayed your math prowess moments ago.
Explains mathematics.
And let's go ahead and what do? We spin a wheel? Is that what we do? It's been a minute since we did a Jason Explains.
Jason, explain how Jason Explains works.
Well, give me 60 seconds. What happens is Jeremy pulls up the magical wheel, spins it, we hear some clickings, and then an answer is selected by the supercomputer.
That is correct, except that for some reason the wheel audio is not being routed properly correct.
I got you.
Jason Explains.
The idiom "spill the beans."
Oh, goodness gracious!
Where was that? Where did it come from?
No, I actually do know this one. The idiom of "spill the beans." It was actually created in 1888 because what was happening was there was this
very bean-shaped year.
It was a very bean-shaped year. That was just coincidence. But what happened was there was a famous recipe for the world's most famous beans. They won the bean off in 1888, and so everyone was, there wasn't a lot going on back then. Beans were a big deal, and when they won the 88 bean off, everyone wanted to know what the recipe was. So there was a bunch of rallying cries, and everybody, when in fact, people don't know this. LL Bean, the store that was the creator of the bean off winner. He went into fashion later. But LL Bean,
they don't do the bean off anymore, do they?
No, the bean off, that was the final one. Bean off was done after that. And so he went to the podium to accept his award. Everyone was saying, "Spill the beans." They wanted the recipe, and he did give them the recipe.
Oh, really?
He did. And that's what made him have to go into fashion, because
no
his
beans were
not his beans were not special anymore. So now when you say spill the beans, it means let us know what we want to know, information you have that is secret and safe.
Thank you.
Yeah. Spill the beans.
And he went into fashion.
Right.
And is that where you got that shirt?
Yes.
Oh, man.
This is an LL Bean shirt. Yeah,
okay.
That's right.
Well, that's very helpful. On to the great question. Hey, Spitballers fans. I want to take a second to talk about one of my favorite activities in the world. And no, it's not eating ice cream. Oh, yes, it is eating ice cream. But it's something I do even more than eating ice cream, and that is sleep. I need my rest. We need our rest so that we can get on to this show and act like buffoons with the maximum amount of energy. And the older I get, the more I realize how valuable sleep is. And so that's why I want to talk about the Helix mattress. The Helix mattress is the key to my nightly sleep. And, my wife, she loves it. I love it. And my sleep is improved because
we all
of
have
it.
them.
And the simple thing is if your sleep's improved, you should tell people about your mattress. And that's what the Helix Sleep mattress is all about. They have 14 unique mattresses because you take the quiz and then you talk about how you sleep and the things that are important to you, and then you get a mattress that's important to you. We don't all sleep the same. Mike sleeps like a buffoon.
I sleep upside down.
I don't know if they have a buffoon mattress, but they have 14 different types. They made it work for you. And they've been awarded the #1 mattress picked by GQ and Wired magazine. I'm telling you, you definitely want to check this out. And Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners, or as Mike calls them, pillows. Go to helixsleep.com/ballers. With Helix, better sleep starts right now.
That's a great question.
That's how you imagined
Oh, yeah.
that to go?
Yeah, nope.
You weren't aware of that.
The
great bean off?
I didn't know that was a situation in the 1800s.
In the 1880s. Actually.
Yeah, I didn't know where that specific term came from.
But for it to be the last one and for him to win, quite an accomplishment.
Wouldn't have been the last one if they didn't say spill
they
the
didn't
beans.
Spill them. Okay.
RG from Patreon. How long is a moment? This is one of the great questions today. How long is a moment? For instance, someone says to you, "Pass me the remote," and you reply,
"One moment."
In just a moment.
Okay.
Or you may say, like, "Do you remember that moment in time when I spilled the beans?"
Those feel drastically different.
Right. This is why I'm using 2 examples, because I
feel
feel like.
But you went from a moment to a moment in time.
Yep,
I feel like one moment and a moment in time. That's a very different measure.
Do you remember that moment a few years ago, Mike? That would be another sentence I could use.
Yes.
Oh, he didn't say in time there.
Yeah. Do you remember that moment a few years ago when you spilled the beans?
But when you add a few years ago.
Short.
No, what?
Yeah, when he's like, "Hey, a moment is."
I think a moment is
like fleeting. It's
I think
real
a moment
quick.
is between 30 seconds and 3 minutes.
I think it could be under 30 seconds because you can did we just have a moment? And you're like, it was just
because something happens.
Lightning.
So if we said the
struck.
same thing at the same time,
yeah, we had a moment.
I want to
had a
say
moment?
that it creates a memory, but the problem with saying it creates a memory is when you say just a moment. When you say just a moment, I'm not creating anything. I'm saying like 2 seconds. It's basically akin to that. So I'm wondering if there are basically 2 moments.
There might be
a
more.
moment. A moment is it should be a set amount of time.
It should
It
be.
should be an.
I think if it was a set amount of time, they'd just say.
Well, what's a
time.
bit then?
A bit.
In a bit?
A bit is usually like something that you perform.
No.
For a good joke.
No. Hey, Jason, when are you going to come over later?
A little.
Or when are you going to come over?
A bit later.
In
Yeah.
a little bit.
In a bit.
In a bit. Well, is a bit or a moment longer?
A bit
In a
is
moment.
longer than a
If
moment.
you said in a moment, I'll be over.
in a
Or
moment
I'll-
means like I'm almost on my way.
Okay.
I just need a little itty bitty
Yes.
moment.
One moment, please. That's another phrase. One
Exactly.
moment, please. Somebody's trying to quantify a
And
moment.
they're being very specific, as in there's just one.
Yeah, but so you can have
One
multiple
moment,
moments together
yeah.
at the same time?
Has anyone ever said 2 moments, please?
Yeah, give me 3 moments and I'll be right with you.
No, they never have.
No, because it's not a unit of
How
time.
many
It can
moments
stretch.
in one wedding?
Well, you can have many moments in a wedding.
Yeah.
The moment when the bride cried.
That's one moment.
The moment when they kissed.
Hmm.
I think you have to have a memory to a moment.
Okay.
And so when I
So
say
like when you're
one
on
moment,
hold,
please.
when you're on hold, you're remembering that?
Yes, exactly. I'm trying to remember what it was I was asked.
Yeah, but what about when you say, when I say, hey, Jason, come in here and show me where this food is, and you say, give me a moment.
Yeah, give me a moment.
So you
'cause
gotta
I've
give.
gotta-
So I got to give one to you now.
Well, what I'm saying is give me a moment because I'm going to pause you right there, and then I'm going to have to remember what you asked of me. And because I remembered, like, oh, yeah, you needed that, now the moment is over.
It's a moment to remember the question.
It's a moment to remember the question. I think when people say 1 moment, please, they're actually saying, hold on, I want to remember what you just said.
If it is a unit of time, I think it can be anywhere from 1 second to like
5 minutes.
yeah, maybe
So
even 10.
The question to put a bow on this, because we've really nailed it.
We've exhausted it.
At what point, after someone says, give me a moment, are you allowed to then
Re-ask?
approach them again? That's the moment a moment doesn't become 1 moment and it becomes more than 1 moment.
Okay, we'll put the timer at 5 minutes.
So at 5:01,
Yeah.
I can say, Jason,
You've had your moment.
yeah, you've had a moment.
I didn't have a moment because I didn't remember. And so the memory is key. Now now I need to have that moment.
We have a different problem. If you took more than 5 minutes to remember it.
Right, yeah.
Hmm.
It's a medical issue at this point.
Yeah. I'm not going to get into all the extremities of that. Charissa from Patreon, if a car were invented that ran on stupidity, where would people go to refuel?
Where do people
Washington.
That's D.C.
Yes.
Okay, I assumed because like, oh man, those people up in the Northwest, dummies.
Get out of here, Seattle.
That ran on stupidity.
Man.
The sets of reality shows?
Oh man, there's a lot of fuel.
Is
there.
this just who's stupid? Is that the question? I'm seeing Al nod. Where you go to refuel?
Where does stupid congregate?
Where
Oh,
does
man.
stupid
Man.
congregate?
Give me the fourth quarter of a football game.
I'm going to
Okay.
a couple middle schools, for sure.
Sure.
I think that there's a lot of dumb things happening
Yes.
there.
Uh-huh.
Especially when they think it's smart.
Oh, that's
That
when
is
it's the
even
stupidest,
stupider.
for sure. If they just knew that it was dumb and immature, then it's just you could argue it's smart.
Right.
Man, there are a lot
Self-aware.
of dumb middle schoolers, aren't there?
There are a lot of dumb.
We
middle
all were.
schoolers. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, yes.
I-
yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you know how often my parenting advice for teenagers is to basically tell them how dumb I was when I was them? That's basically what I keep reminding my son when
Just
we get into
remember,
arguments.
your father was an idiot.
Because when you get to a certain age at 14, 15, 16, I think, 17, 18, right around there, you basically don't know very much, but think you know all of it.
Now,
That's what being a teenager is.
but are you?
I would refuel in my son's room.
Are you?
No offense, son.
Are you?
I love you.
In fact, giving him permission then to do dumb things because you're saying I did a lot of dumb stuff. I totally get it. But look at me now. Like look where I am now. Successful family, got a good
That is
business,
exactly
got good
how
friends.
that's how he would reply. He would
Yeah.
reply with that. He would be like,
That's how I would reply right now.
yeah,
And be like, well, you've just given me permission to act the fool.
no, you're right. There are holes in my parenting technique.
Now, could you
There's also no way to parent a teenager. That's also the other thing.
I think you could do a small charge, like if you can't make it to the set of the reality show or
Yeah,
the middle
or
school,
Washington, D.C.
but you need just a little bit more. You could pull out your phone and just pull out some social media apps.
Yeah.
I was going to
You know
say,
what I mean? Just-
how do you get to the YouTube comments?
If you could get your
That's where stupid lives.
if you could get the gas canister to start flicking through TikTok, you would be
Yeah.
you'd be like having unlimited gas.
Yeah, you just let
There
the
we
car
go.
let the car
Yeah.
watch some reels, and
man.
this car's going fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
we did it. It is
It is definitely
it's reels, it's TikTok. And look, guilty.
Oh, yeah.
I refill my stupid tank all the time.
It's like the Billy Madison quote where it's like, after watching
Yes.
this, that is the stupidest thing
In the
that I've
world.
ever seen.
Yeah.
We are all stupider for having watched it together. All right, Joseph wants to know, what are the thresholds between a pebble, a rock, and a boulder? Well, this is outstanding.
Okay.
All boulders are rocks.
I can tell you a boulder will not fit in your shoe.
No.
No, I don't think a
No,
rock
a
does
rock
either.
doesn't get in your
A
shoe
rock
either.
doesn't fit in your shoe either?
No,
No,
if it's
that's-
in my shoe, it's a pebble. If a rock is in my shoe, there's a
How? There's a hole in the bottom.
There's a hole in
Yeah,
the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying
Pebbles are the only thing that can get into a shoe.
that can slip by in through the top of the shoe.
exactly.
Yes.
right.
If it can fit through there, it cannot be a rock.
Technically, if your foot's not in it, you could put a rock into a shoe. But,
Okay.
But if your foot's in it, only a pebble gets in there.
So ankle in,
Yes.
rock cannot fit.
Rock cannot fit.
pebbles are in.
And
Yeah.
all pebbles do are they get in your shoes.
I feel like a rock, to be honest with you, like I need to be able to pick it up.
That's exactly what it is. A boulder is different for people.
Yeah, I need to be able to climb that, or like it will fall on you, but
Because,
you
like,
can't pick it up.
You probably have some boulders, Andy, that aren't boulders to me.
Because of weight.
Yeah, because I can pick up that boulder,
Now-
which means it's a rock.
You know, there have
Is
been
this
some.
one or two hands though?
Two hand. Oh
I feel like if you got to go a
you
second
can't one hand a boulder.
no,
No.
I don't think you can two hand a boulder. If
You
can,
could, yes, you could.
You can roll a boulder.
yeah.
you can roll a boulder, but if you can lift up a boulder, it's just a big rock.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
I
you
think
can't
so.
pick up a boulder.
So then,
Well, there are boulders in yards that are kind of
I was
like
gonna say that the big landscape.
big landscapes.
They're
got boulders.
selling me some boulders that I could definitely pick up with two hands.
But
Then
then
they've got you some big rocks, Mike.
Oh,
they have,
you're paying
but
for
they have sold
charging
you
me.
short.
they're charging you for boulders, but you're getting rocks, man.
And listen, America and the world, when you've got your landscapers coming
knew
out
it.
here and you're like, oh, yeah, we ordered these boulders for the landscape, go over there
You
in
better have-
front of them.
You better have heavy machinery.
You pull it up with all your strength. And if you can lift that off the ground, you say, I ordered boulders.
I want a refund.
I ordered boulders. You get me back here something I can't lift.
That's right. This is case closed. Al, you agree, right? I mean, this is
100%.
easy stuff. I mean, rocks are the most. There's more rocks than anything else.
Yeah, I would. I don't know. Pebbles.
Yeah.
Pebbles
Sand
are
is not a bunch of pebbles, is it?
no.
Because that'll change the whole equation.
Oh, man.
I don't
Yeah, we
think
can't go
sand
there.
is pebbles.
We can't get into sand
Yeah.
right now.
Sand is like the single-celled organism of rocks.
Yeah, sand is the
It
single
hasn't
cell.
evolved yet.
Yeah. Okay, settled. Alec from Patreon. How often do I need to mop my tile floors versus just sweeping or vacuuming? I'd love to know your answer to this.
Interesting.
I have my answer, and I don't know. I think it's a bad one.
Okay.
Is when I can see stuff on the floor. Like,
But you can sweep that up.
Yeah.
no.
Oh, like a smear?
When you sweep the floor, it's stuff that's on top of the floor, right? It's
Yeah.
not like a stain, some water dripped, and then it got dirty, and now there's a spot on the floor. You mop a floor to clean the surface, not to take things that are laying on top of it.
Yes.
So, but if I can't see spots or dirt or
What about dust? What if you see dust?
well, that you could sweep dust.
Yeah, but that like enough dust you don't sweep.
Yeah, you got to mop
Like if it's
that.
a massive amount.
Really?
Well, I mean, like
I
I'm
feel
saying,
like I
you
wouldn't want to mop.
take
dust.
a glance out over a whole big room, and then you see dust on all of it. You would not mop that. You would brush
Well,
that.
here's what's really ironic. It would be a dust mop, which is
A
dust
dust mop?
Yeah, well, you know what a
Dude,
dust mop is.
mops I feel like are the biggest scam in the world.
We actually in
Are
our
we
house.
talking
No,
like
I'm
the-
talking about Swiffer.
Yeah, is
Yeah,
that what you
so-
mean by a dust mop?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
I mean a dust mop. That's a thing. You guys,
I
wait.
know. I'm not.
Okay,
I'm
so
not
a dust
doubting you,
mop
but
No,
it
you
is-
put it's a push mop that's made of like cloth.
Yeah,
right?
it's basically
Yeah.
so our broom in our house is actually a dust mop.
Why,
It's
why did you say that with so much condescension?
hold. So okay.
Our broom in
So-
our house.
So there's the dust mop that You're telling me that there's no water involved?
Correct.
No, there's no water.
None at all. I don't know why they call it a
I feel
mop.
like we need a new a mop implies
Dust broom is another word for it, though.
It should be a dust broom.
But
100%.
it's a dust mop?
I think
it's
some
called
people call it a dust broom.
No, that's
I would.
a dust broom? I've
think
never
so.
heard of dust broom in my life.
A mop says there is water involved or some sort of cleaner.
Unless the word dust comes in front of it. And then
No. This is chicanery and needs to be removed. There's people are selling products with mop on there,
look
and there's
up dust
no
broom
there's
and you
no
get-
liquid cleaning.
You get a bunch of dust mop results.
right, yes. Because
You get dust mop. Now those are not efficient for a home.
those are actually
mean,
super great for a home.
The average home.
If you have like
Because you can't
tile-
navigate around small areas
Oh,
with
yeah,
a
that's
big
fair.
dust mop.
Well, there's different sizes.
Yeah,
so
there's-
our normal we're going to call it a dust broom because that's what I use.
This is ridiculous.
It's the size of a broom. It's
Okay.
about
So
12
then
inches
But then what do you
across.
do with the dust?
So
You have to wash the dust broom, right?
yes, you do eventually
Or do you
have to
mop the
throw,
broom itself?
you just no, you just take off the little microfiber, throw that in the
That's what I'm saying. That's big. This is a big business. They give you the Swiffers and the dust brooms, and you got to throw their things away and buy their subscriptions.
So you don't like Swiffers?
Swiffers you just need so many of them. Every time I've tried to use a Swiffer,
the replaceable
I'm seeing
pad?
out. Yeah, the pad. It's like, I buy a Swiffer. Oh, cool, man. I got this Swiffer. It's so fast and easy. Squirt, squirt, squirt. And then I'm going through the whole package to get like half my floor.
Then it sounds like you need to be mopping more
I
often.
do need to be mopping.
Or living in a smaller house?
How do we not have self-mopping floors?
Well,
Self-mopping floors.
I haven't figured the engineering yet.
We've got the
You got
iRobot
the Roomba,
vacuums.
yeah.
And they do
The
have
All
a
floors should be at an angle so the water can come out on the top and
Grade. Can you grade my house, please? That's nonsense.
They have the vacuums built into like cabinets and stuff, right?
Yep.
Yeah, where it just goes into the wall.
I'm just saying.
I mean, those were that was pretty hot in like the 80s, I think.
But I mean, I don't mop my floor because it's been a week. I mop my floor because it's dirty.
You don't have a mop day?
I don't have a mop day. No.
Yeah, that's how my wife is. She we threw a couple of parties on the weekend. She mopped the floor because it was like it wasn't like it was mop day.
No, I don't. You sweep and mop when it's dirty.
So these things are talking about like there's dry mops. This is blowing my mind.
Yeah, a dry mop. You never heard of a dry mop?
To me, mop means liquid.
Mop means liquid, but when you have a dry mop or a dust mop, it means psych.
A mop.
It's called a broom.
It's called a psych mop.
I mean, as a verb, to mop something is to clean or soak up liquid from something by wiping. So technically, you can mop with a dry mop if the surface is already wet.
Okay, so then
like-
it becomes.
It becomes a mop through touching the wetness. Like if you spilled a soda,
Yeah, you would mop that up.
you would mop that up.
You would. You would not. You cannot sweep up a spilled soda.
Yeah.
Gross.
But because there's liquid involved.
But you don't want it to be wet when it's a dust mop.
Right.
This
No,
is-
you definitely don't.
This is making me upset.
One more hour, or should we
Freaking
draft?
dust
Like you've
mop.
seen, you go to a basketball game, right?
Yes.
And they're
Oh,
out
yeah.
there
mopping up the
big
sweat.
ones. The
no,
big
but
ones.
before the game, when they do like the sweat when someone falls, but like before the game, they go and they sweep up the dust,
Yeah.
so that the surface is
It's
not
a push broom kind of.
Yeah.
Right.
Push mop.
But what word did you just use?
Mop.
No,
Broom.
he said sweep up the dust.
Yes, but that's called a dust mop. That's the tool's name. I didn't name it.
No, I'm not mad. I don't think you named it.
He's not got an issue with
Yeah,
you.
I have.
He's got an issue with big dust broom.
It's ridiculous.
Should be
All right.
dust broom.
All right, we are we're moving on.
Today's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Prize Picks. Ladies and gentlemen, I love sports. I love watching sports. We have another podcast dedicated to sports, specifically football. And I like to think that I know more than most people about sports. And the way that I can prove that, I go and I play over on Prize Picks. It gives me, just a little bit more excitement, a little bit more investment in a game, and it is extremely easy. I promise you. If you've never played a game like Prize Picks, it's so easy. You just jump on, you pick 2 to 6
It's
players.
really fun too.
Yeah,
it's just fun.
extremely fun. You pick 2 to 6 players, and you say, will they score more or less than the Prize Picks projection? You can win up to 25x your money on any entry. That's what I'm saying. Very easy. You're not competing against other people. It's just you, the projections. What sport do you like? NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, PGA, college football, etc. If you like a sport, they got you covered. Entries can be made in 60 seconds or less. Download the PrizePicks app or go to prizepicks.com to sign up and play daily fantasy sports. First-time users can receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100 with the promo code Spitballers. If you deposit $100, PrizePicks will give you $100. If you deposit $50, PrizePicks will give you $50. Don't forget, enter our promo code Spitballers at sign up for an instant deposit match up to $100.
The Spitballers Draft.
All right, we are drafting things that are cold. Jason, you have the first pick in our things that are cold draft. Don't screw it up.
I won't, because even though this might not be like my favorite at the table compared to someone else.
This is such bull.
When I thought of what are things that are cold that are awesome, that are lovely, that are beloved, that I like, I mean, it was a very easy answer to say, well, ice cream is, I mean, that's the number one best cold thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with you.
Okay. Well, I will say this. There is something else on my list that I enjoy more, but ice cream was the first thing that came to mind.
So you're taking ice cream.
It's the 101.
I mean, look, it's a powerhouse in the cold team.
Yeah, you can eat it on a hot summer day. You can eat it on a chilly day too. Why? Sugar. Sugar is delicious.
I've never really thought about the benefits of eating it on a chilly day before.
Yeah.
I've never gone. It's nice and chilly outside. Let's get some ice cream.
Oh, really? Because it's delicious.
No, I mean, any day is fine. Look, the 101, in my opinion, is snow. Snow is my 101.
Okay.
Do you want to know why it's your 101? It's on my list. I have
because it's cold.
I have fresh snow, but no, the reason.
Oh, mine's old and musty.
Oh, probably
I mean,
yellow.
Goodness gracious. Why is it number one?
How long's that snow been there? Like 2 weeks?
It's number one to you because we live in Arizona. I think snow is a nightmare for a lot of people around the country.
I'm not saying snow doesn't have its side effects, but let's be honest, so does ice cream. The point is that when snow's at its best, it's the leader in the clubhouse. Snow's beautiful. Snow's amazing to look at. Falls from the sky. Ice cream hasn't figured that out.
Would you rather have just honest question, would you rather have a bowl of ice cream or a bowl of snow?
I knew that was
just answer the question.
Yeah, no, in that case, I'd go with the ice cream. But if I'm doing
I rest my
But
case.
hold on. Is it hot or cold outside?
So would you rather have a bowl of ice of snow if it's
Perhaps I have a beverage.
If you want to lather yourself, I mean, you may want the snow. But look, snow's beautiful. It leads the team in being cold. And
all right, Mike, you're up.
You're up, Mike.
You guys look. There's some on my list, but you guys went a very different direction. I'm going to start this draft off with a corpse. They are
wow.
very, very, very cold.
You hope
very cold. Well, not hope.
Well,
if you touch the body and it's not cold, it is not a corpse.
Well, if you leave it out in the sun, I mean, this is going to be a real problem for you, Mike. You don't want a hot corpse.
I didn't see corpse coming a mile away.
If you leave ice cream out in the sun, it will no longer be cold either.
Ooh, hot ice cream. Figure that one out.
That's fair.
But I thought I started it off.
So you went out with
cold and I went the
cold dead.
The phrase "cold to the touch"
really
was one of the first things that popped into my head. And so I stuck with it.
Okay.
I'm just going to have a good time over here.
You're going to have a good time with your corpse.
What's your second favorite cold thing?
Outer space.
Now that's a great pick.
You want to talk about cold?
You want to redeem corpse real quick. You choose outer space with your next pick. Powerhouse.
Okay, that is a great pick. It's not on my list.
It's technically cold, right?
Oh, it's
yes.
freezing. It's the absence of heat.
It's vacuum
yes.
heat.
If you were to go into space and
cold is such a good pick.
Like with no protection, I think
cold.
I think you die from the cold first.
Oh, that's a great pick. Yeah.
We're back, baby.
Corpse and space. Space is outstanding.
What do we got? So the baseline temperature of outer space is 2.7 kelvins, aka minus 454 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's incredible.
Chilly.
I feel like if space is the absence of all heat, it shouldn't be minus 454.
That should be 0.
It should be whatever no heat is. It should be a base number.
I think when we
the base
started,
number is I think 0 degrees Kelvin because that's That's
Correct.
when
So
that's
it's slightly warmer?
at 0 Kelvin. That means that molecules are not moving at all.
All right, hotshot.
Just
Keep your
dropping
science to
just dropping
yourself,
some
man.
Science, baby.
All right, so you went with outer space. That's a great pick. I'm going to come back here with air conditioning.
It's on my list.
Because if you're going to take – that's the 101 for you, Al.
That's the 101.
Yeah, you're going to come after my ice cream. I sure as heck am taking air conditioning away from you. And if you want to do a trade later, that's fine.
Oh man, that's
Put me in a house with either air conditioning or a bowl of ice cream. Which one do you want to be in?
I want to be in an air conditioned
Yeah,
house.
buddy.
Man, that is
But you have to put it in a bowl to keep the
No,
comparison
man.
going.
No.
that is tough. I will make the trade. Would you like to do our first trade?
Wait,
Whoa.
are we? Is this
In
allowed?
draft trade?
Whoa.
We got to go to the ruling
Can
party
we make
here.
mid-draft trades?
If both parties consent, I'll allow it.
Okay.
I want this pick too.
Okay.
Oh,
wait, you
no.
want? You're asking for more? You don't get to leave the draft with more picks than me. I will do a 1-for-1 trade if you'd rather have ice cream than air
Look,
conditioning.
let's build these teams, and at the end, we can decide if we want to do the
Oh,
trade.
Oh, man.
I think this is an offer that's right now on the board.
Yeah,
and
I'm
will not
taking.
be.
Yeah, you're 100% right, Mike. I will not allow this trade to go through later. It's now or never.
No, I think I got a really standing ovation for air
Okay.
conditioning. I'm sticking with it.
All right. Okay. That was definitely going to be my next pick. That's the thing that is nearer and dearer to my heart than ice
Yeah.
cream, but I thought it would get back
Because
to me.
it in Arizona, it is life.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you
Like,
want?
life?
Otherwise, you're a corpse.
We should not be here.
Mm-mm.
We shouldn't have done it, but thankfully they made air conditioning and now we can stay.
All right. I got a lot of great things on my list here, but I'm going to go near and dear to my heart since I didn't with ice cream over air conditioner. Love cold air conditioner.
Yeah.
You know what else I love when it's cold? A cold pillow. That's I mean,
Okay.
I'm flipping my pillow to get to the cold side at
course.
all
Oh,
times.
You do a lot of flips?
Oh, I flip probably 10 times a night.
Really?
Probably more than that.
You
Really?
Flip,
Yeah.
You flip it, and do you flip it horizontal or long ways or
Yeah, no, it's
Like,
just
yeah,
the
just
short
like
flip.
a-
The short flip.
short flip? You don't go big flip?
Who would flip it the other way? Like one way is so easy to flip over. The other is like
The other you're hitting your spouse
You
in
ever
the
do
face.
you ever do the long flip though, because you got the side of the pillow where the pillowcase is kind of uncomfortable?
Well, yeah, you got to make sure that that's all lined up.
Okay. All
No,
right.
I totally get that.
All right. So you do a
You
little
do
short.
10. I average maybe 1.5.
Now I'm just picturing like people cooking hot dogs with the long rotation instead of the short rotation.
Yes, exactly.
You got to go over the top.
That's right. Could get an even cook. So cold pillow.
Yes.
That's a good pick.
And then I am going to take something where I mean I know this isn't always a
Uh-oh.
super popular thing, but right now it is, at least some parts of every year it is. It's got magic in it. Taking the North Pole
It's on my list.
because Santa's there and it's freezing.
It's very cold up
yeah.
there.
So
That's a sneaky pick in your cold team.
yeah.
Yeah, I like it's on my list. I like it a lot.
South Pole's getting the shaft.
Oh, no one wants to go to the South Pole.
I mean, that's where it's really cold.
Angry elves there.
you get penguins.
Well, look, I'm going to take a little bit of a detour from your North Pole, and I'm going to go with things that are cold. I'm going with glaciers. I'm taking glaciers. I mean, look,
Very cold.
snow's involved in the process, but these glaciers, they're big, they're beautiful. Who doesn't want to go look at a glacier?
I do want to go look at a glacier.
Yeah, you bet you do.
I've climbed on one.
Really?
Yeah, on my recent expedition over the summer, we went hiking on a glacier.
And how was it?
It was spectacular.
What temperature was it?
I mean, well,
The glacier itself.
the glacier very cold,
All
and they
right.
have. I
That's
mean,
what I'm
like
talking
Cold as
about.
ice?
you could say that, and frequently melting. So like you'll find streams, and you can get down there. And
Oh,
take
you
a
get that
drink.
glacier water?
Oh,
Really? You
that
drank
is-
the glacier?
It was so cold. I don't know how it was this cold.
Well,
it
it
was
was
so
ice.
cold. No, but the water.
You
like,
can get
if you-
colder. This whole freezing thing is very interesting. Like,
Yes, you can have water that's under the freezing point.
yeah,
it does happen.
You've got because I see these people. They do the cold plunges,
Mm-hmm.
and they do it in 30 degrees. But then some people do it in like negative degrees. How do you? Because of the salt, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, I think usually like
How do you
that's
get
why the
negative
ocean.
degree water?
That's why the ocean doesn't freeze over.
Man, we don't know science. All right, so
All right.
I went with glaciers. Mike, you're up.
All right, With my first pick, I don't care for this personally, but the word is so good. So I will be drafting gazpacho.
Is that cold soup?
You're darn right. It's cold
it's so
soup.
gross.
Gazpacho.
Drafted it for the word?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
I don't think there's a cold soup I would
Hey, there's fancy hoity-toity people out there drinking their cold soups.
Wow, he went with
Gazpacho.
gazpacho and a corpse. This
Gross.
draft is outstanding.
What's grosser, a corpse or gazpacho?
I think gazpacho's
Ooh, that's a good question.
I mean, I'm give me the corpse. You keep your gazpacho.
No, I mean, if I'm going to I can't think. What is a good cold soup?
Doesn't exist.
Hold on, we got to get to the bottom of this.
I mean, I'll eat some cereal.
List of cold soups.
Yeah,
but
but cereal's not a soup. We've established.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got a chipotle gazpacho,
Gross.
a green cucumber, and mint.
Come on. Okay, the mint on the cold. Maybe that's all right.
What about a chipotle red pepper?
I can't redeem this, Jason.
No, but it is a good word.
Yeah,
Gazpacho.
it's really a fun word to say. And I'm going to close out my draft with liquid nitrogen.
Ooh, fun. That's
Hey,
how you
that's
kill
a
the
good-
Terminator.
That's a good one, and they make ice cream with that.
Liquid nitrogen sitting at about like minus 300 or
Is
so.
that where it's at?
Oh, it's you. Yeah, you touch that, you're going to be in for a bad time.
So wait, liquid nitrogen's at minus 300 and space is minus 450. So basically, from a perceptible standpoint, you might as well be spraying somebody with space.
I guess. I'll verify it.
That's pretty cold, man.
Let's see. Temperature of liquid nitrogen minus 320, according to airproducts.co.uk.
Oh yeah, thank you for the source. Wow, that's really cold. I'm going polar bears. I'm taking polar bears.
Are you
with my
sure
final
they're
pick.
cold?
I'm not
They
sure.
got all that fur.
Look, you don't get to sit here and tell me polar bear isn't cold. And you don't get to tell me that a penguin isn't cold. They're cold animals.
The penguins are definitely cold because I see them shivering and they get in the group. But the polar bears are like, I'm going in the ocean.
Yeah, they're like, I need to cool off. I'm very warm-blooded.
Look, he's physically cold. He may be able to warm himself up.
Oh,
but
he's cold-blooded in that way.
I'm taking a cold weather
Okay.
animal that's roaming. Look, it's a polar bear. You drafted gazpacho. Don't even talk to me.
That's a good
Well, I'm
counterpoint.
just saying, I know for sure my gazpacho is cold. I don't know if the polar bear is.
What if you heat up gazpacho?
Then it's soup.
You just have
It's
to call it
just
like
soup.
bean soup?
Yeah.
It's delicious. All right. Let's go ahead and Al, you're not sending me a breaking news button that the polar bear is maintaining a body temperature, allowing it to live. I'm not under the illusion it's a reptile living
Okay.
out there in the pole.
But
It's a warm-blooded creature.
keeping its temperature at 37 Celsius, a.k.a. 98.6.
Oh, my gosh.
Not very cold.
That's not very cold at all. 98 degrees? You ever tell like that's very warm.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Jason, why don't you wrap this up?
All right. I've got quite a few that I really like, but I'm going to go with one that you can have a lot of fun with. Also something you don't want to touch because it's very, very cold.
Okay.
But if you want to get some bubbly water, you want to get some smoke, you want to keep something cold when you ship it far distances, I'm taking dry ice. Don't touch with bare hands.
Yes. It's,
Dry ice.
Yeah, it's very fun. You put it in the water and you have a little seance.
Yeah, I
Get the house chill fired up.
the next time Al is out roaming, in the middle of like a cold winter,
Okay.
and he goes, "I'm cold," I'm going to remind him he's currently running 98.7. That's what I'm going to remind him.
You're not cold.
You're not cold. You're running 98.7. All right. So some other final considerations. I couldn't help but when I was thinking of a beverage that would be cold, I couldn't help but put iced tea at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Even though like a soda is in that category.
Mm-hmm.
I also threw hockey into the mix.
I thought about putting hockey on there.
Oh.
I
I
had
have ice rink.
I'm surprised you didn't draft a fridge, Jason.
Oh, well, is that a fat joke?
No, I mean you just
I
like
love a
you
fridge.
just like food.
I had freezer on there. I had
Caves.
oh, that's a good one. That's
Yeah.
a very good one. I was gonna go a little bit more left field and just go with mint because it's not actually cold, but
It's cool.
it is.
You
cool.
associate it with cold.
And I had already taken
98.7 degrees.
I had already taken corpse, so I didn't want to take this one. But I thought I was gonna go with Walt Disney's head.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
very, very cold right
Very.
It's a different pick. It's a sleeper pick.
now. My wife will be sad that I did not take Pebble ice. She loves the the chewy soft ice.
Just Pebble ice, not other ice.
I wish that your list was just ice fill in blank for
Yeah,
every
ice
single
cream,
one of your picks.
Pebble ice, ice rink, dry ice, icicle.
Dry ice is a great pick.
I had
Really
It's
outside the
one of-
box.
Not one of my favorite cold things.
I
though.
had milk. No one wants warm milk.
No, that's great.
You
That's
want
true.
cold
That's
milk?
A bad choice.
Pizza? I love cold pizza.
I got out of that once I became a man.
Oh man, don't hear what I'm not saying. I love
As
hot
a kid,
pizza.
I was in on the cold pizza.
I love hot pizza, but when you just grab a slice straight out of the fridge and put it straight into the
Are you
mouth,
into that, Mike?
I've never been able to do it.
so good.
As a kid, I was
I
into
get
it.
I hear the popularity, and
My kids are into it.
I've attempted,
Jason never outgrew it.
and I thought, why am I
Never
doing
have,
this?
never will.
Yeah.
Well, it's just so much quicker. It's really for speed. You're like, oh, pizza, that looks good.
How do
now
you
I
think
can eat
gazpacho came
it
about?
immediately.
Some guy didn't want to reheat a soup and decided to name it a
Yes.
cool name.
They didn't pay the gas bill this year.
And I had ice cream.
What do you have for dinner? Gazpacho? That looks like cold tomato soup. No, it's gazpacho.
It's way fancier.
What'd you have another one, Jay?
Yeah, I was gonna say I couldn't take this because I had ice cream, but a popsicle, very popular cold treat.
Snowballs.
Oh, snowballs would be fun. Snowman, snow angels,
Woolly mammoths.
Once again, Andy,
Yeah.
98 degrees.
What did we learn today?
Well, the LL Bean situation. I had no idea where that
Really?
began.
You
No.
That's
Know
pretty
your
crazy.
history, kids.
yeah. You're
I mean,
welcome.
I knew it was cold, but I never realized that space is minus 450 degrees.
Yeah,
And
that's
That's
true.
very cold.
I realized that we could have free fuel forever in stupidity just thanks to social media.
Ain't that the truth? I thought about an insult, too, like a cold-blooded insult.
Oh, that's
That was
nice.
more in Mike's corpse category.
murderer.
Yeah, get there. Hey, tell your friends about the podcast, everybody. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.